Hello, this is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners from Oriental Art Supply. Today we're going to paint some birds. The bird that we're going to paint called Chinese Bulbul. And the book we use as inspirational is O-shi Yang's little paint drawing little birds. And it starts on page 22 and covers all different postures of the bird. So Evan said we haven't done any birds is flying, so we're going to do the flying birds today. And the character of the birds is that has this white area. So in Chinese they said white head. And so quite a few pages. So it's a really good study book for whatever kind of bird you want to do, because it does give you a lot of detail on how you can do these birds. And the brushes I'm using is one of our little Beak brush. It's a nice, very detailed, sharp, pointed, but it does have a kind of larger than usually the small brush to hold the liquid. And then I'm going to do it with also with the bud brush for the body of the birds. If you wanted to, you can use other small combination brush to replace it. The paper I'm using is very interesting. Actually, we had this paper for a long time. It started getting real popular because people discovering the character of this paper. It's thick. You don't need to mount it. And also, it doesn't get wrinkled when it gets wet. And then also it has some sizing to it, so it's very moisture friendly. That's why we choose for this particular subject, because the birds has a lot of detail involved. And then the color, I'm using the chip color. I have the indigo for the beak, and I have the vermilion with yellow and ink for the body of the birds, and then our best bottle ink here. All right, so let's start it. As always, I have the blending brush here. I'm going to have all the colors standing right next to it. So I started to do the beak first. So I have navy blue indigo for the beak. Then I rinse the blue off. And then from here on, I'm going to use the ink on this particular little brush. And then so because this is called the whitehead. So we want to make sure that we have leave this area white. And then we will do the eyes, which instead of doing a round circle like the book, I like to do the half a circle so it looks the eyes look a little bit more friendly. All right, and then I'm going to start with the body of the so I'm using the bud brush, load the brown, and then tip with ink and blend. Load the brown, tip with the ink. So this is the back of the wing. Then the other wing is from this side. So then I'm starting to getting the whole body of the bird. And you can see this bird is because the paper is very dry, so you can see some texture of the bird. And that kind of make it more interesting, like almost like a feather like. And then I'm going to go back to my little beak brush for the detail. So here it is. So this side of the feather is, the wing is the back side, so I leave light brown. And then I do the tail. And then I'm going to do the little leg. The shorter on the front leg. And then that finished my first bird. And then I rinse my brush off, and then my second bird. So also looking at this. And then I'm using the beak. And my eyes. Okay, and then I'm changing to my bud brush, which is a small combination. Load the brown with the ink on the tip. And I'm going back on this little beak brush. So then I finished the two birds. So on the example I did, I used some willow leaves to finish the composition. On here, I'm just going to use a wash brush. And then the top is my sky. And on the bottom, I use the brown with some ink. And then this will finish the composition for today, the Chinese Bulbul.